Podcast, the Down to Earth Network, with your host, Sean Myrie. Happy New Year, everybody, 2026. First live episode for the network. And please subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Now, to continue, right? Because who I'm talking about if you see the thumbnail. Talking about the one Drake, right? Drake. And I criticize him a good amount of times, and I show love the same way. Well, not the same way, but I show respect. But recent news, I shouldn't even say it's recent news. It's actually kind of old. The news about him that they're trying to put a RICO on him and all types of charges regarding him gambling with Stake and with Kick. Well, he was on Kick live gambling with this whole Stake situation with Aiden Ross, right? So about a month or two ago, um, I forgot which state exactly it was, but they want to charge Drake and Aiden Ross with basically exposing what the gambling or kind of like attracting minors, young people to gambling, right? Okay, well, Drake is on Kick, a platform, a streaming platform that allows people to, I guess, gamble or show gambling, right? So now they're trying to link this whole situation with his streams because Drake, right, has like he's breaking every record what has to do with streaming. He's been breaking the records, right? Every day you hear about some type of record Drake has surpassed and broken. So to me, right, it's a continuation of Drake with Kendrick Lamar. That the energy in a way because Drake was suing or he's still suing UMG, right? And he wanted to sue Spotify. So there's some blowback coming to him. I'm not surprised. They were looking and digging what they could dig up on Drake or whatever he's associated with that's negative to stop him from exposing another entity, which is UMG, right? And he tried Spotify, but he's still not backing down. I think he still wants to sue Spotify. So I knew about this months ago. I seen this coming. Drake trying to sue UMG, they're going to get him back in some type of way. Now he's involved in, well, not fully confirmed, but they want a RICO for what? Why do you want to put a RICO on the man for a gambling site? Is it because it's not owned by America? Is it because they don't have any control of the platform like TikTok? Well, now they have control of TikTok, right? But the main thing is they're accusing Aiden Ross, big streamer, one of the biggest streamers, and Drake for using a platform to attract minors and using it for, I guess, his streams. I don't know how that fits in with Drake having inflated or whatever they want to call it streams. What does this have to do with it? Well, this is definitely connected to Drake trying to sue UMG. Bless up, join in the chat. This is definitely this has to do with Drake suing or trying to sue UMG. They're gonna punish him, right? Bless up, Nick. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed now. But this has to do with Drake suing UMG on your boy. You know what? Respect to Drake, but he ain't my boy. I criticize them a lot. You can check up some of the content, right? But now they want to put a RICO on him, like Diddy. Diddy won that, right? He won that situation, but they want to put a RICO on Drake, the biggest artist in the world, pop star. right? And Aiden Ross. Will that happen? I really don't think so. But they're trying to silence Drake from continuing any action against UMG. That's what it is. They want to. They're putting this out here to say, "Yo, brother, you better stop talking. Stop doing any type of lawsuit against UMG. And if you don't stop doing any types of business like that, we're gonna dig something up what you're doing, right?" So Drake was doing steak before. It was all right. Drake was doing the steak before, right? Now, ever since he's gonna sue or he wants to continue suing UMG, now this is coming up on Drake, right? Same thing with Diddy. Diddy was suing whatever that liquor company, and you see what happened to him. So they're digging and they're digging. Will they accomplish this with Drake and Aiden Ross? It's not just Drake, it's Aiden Ross too, right? I'm just putting it out there. Will they go to prison? Will this go to court? Will it? You know why this is happening? Because you have Aiden Ross talking about people in the industry. The other day, he criticized Doche, someone who signed to TDE, associated with TDE, and Kendrick Lamar, right? They're signed as guests to Universal or some type of connection to UMG. So Aiden Ross is calling out Doche, saying she's nasty, all types of nasty words. So this is like blowback, right? It's coming right back to Aiden Ross, and he's connected to Drake. They're good friends, so they got them under the scope. Now, earlier today, I seen Glasses Malone on his podcast, and he was very colorful, angry. To me, that was like a rant. He did not like that Aiden Ross was talking and disrespecting Doche, right? He took offense to that. He said he'll go to prison, right? For Doche, he best basically he'll mess up Aiden Ross. He was so angry with a rant towards Aiden Ross because of the disrespect to Doche. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy what's going on. But yo, I don't know what you think, chat. Do you think Drake is going to go to court for this whole fiasco with the gambling, with the stake, right? He's been doing stake for a while, right? Online. But ever since the beef with Kendrick Lamar been really amplified, right? It's just bringing out other stuff. That's what's going on. Ever since the beef with Kendrick Lamar, things are getting digged up on Drake. No one's digging up nothing on Kendrick. So Kendrick's perfect. There's no dirt on Kendrick. No one's digging nothing up on Kendrick, but everything they're digging up on Drake because Drake wanted to dig up stuff or wants to dig more stuff up on big corporations in the music industry, such as UMG and Spotify and the whole streaming stuff. So, in response, Drake's series for the Iceman album, right? Because I'm going to say what happened to the Iceman album too, right? He done streaming a streaming series for the Iceman album coming soon. It's coming soon. I was saying on earlier episodes that it's gonna flop, right? Because the streaming series, I don't feel that was a big success. Good idea, great idea, but I don't feel that really hit without some more music dropping. So we know in 2026 he waited to come out with his this album. He's in what Houston now. They say that he set up a studio in a Houston strip club, and he's finishing up the album. He's actually in America right now, finishing up the album. Houston, the connection is to Rap a Lot. You know, Jay Prince and his son, they're down there. So this is like a second home to him. But what happened to the Iceman album is all these things, these lawsuits, the fighting, right? In the fighting, I guess these lawsuits, right, has made his album kind of, you know, he didn't come out with it yet, right? Because of all of this distraction. I should say this is a big distraction. His lawsuit and people talking about lawsuits against him probably slowed down the whole album from being released earlier. But I think it's a smart decision he's made to release his album in 2026, right? So what happened to the Ice Man album? He wanted some people to kind of quiet down, I'm guessing, because he's gonna come with a big surprise. This album will have some big features, 100%, and one big hit feature is going to be Vibes Cartel. You cannot deny that. Vibes Cartel is one of the biggest artists right now in probably no, the biggest artist in dancehall, one of the biggest artists in the world, and Drake is cool with him. And definitely there's going to be a featured track with Vibes Cartel, and that's going to carry throughout the summer and on, right? Dancehall tracks never die. So that is going to be a big hit. Not even Kendrick could do that. Straight up. Sorry. Not even Kendrick could do that. So expect Drake to have some great features on the Ice Man album coming soon, right? A lot of people are hating on Drake because when you're the at the top, of course you're gonna get hate, right? If you ain't getting hate, you ain't doing something right. Straight up. So what's gonna happen is he's gonna come out with a release of this album, and it's gonna get a lot of attention. You see that he had linked with Marvel for a collection, a clothing collection, a collabo. Who else? I think it was WWE too. So he's doing his business side of it. He's covering the business side of things right now to promote this album because when he drops this album, he wants it to be, of course, a success because people are hoping, well, there is a good amount of people are hoping that it's going to flop. I said it would flop. That it's not going to do the same numbers like his previous hit albums, right? So that's what's going on. Drake is facing a lot of things right now. He's really like the Marvel character. He has to fight off the bad guys, right? Who's coming at him? And the bad guys is the industry. That's how this whole thing is playing out, right? It's like a movie. Like right now, Drake has to worry about a big lawsuit or RICO, whatever they want from him. They want that money. Now, Drake has reached to a level where he has a lot of money. So, guess what? What do they usually do to a lot of figures like Drake? And I'm going to say, AKA Black, who reach a certain level, right? And and on top of it, he's fighting against the system. They want to make an example of him, like they done P. Diddy, like they done Mike Tyson, like they done many others, right? So what is coming to Drake? They're trying to bring some legal action against him. No matter what it is, they want to put some type of legal action against Drake. They don't like that he is rebellious and still, even though he lost, right? He still wants to appeal and sue UMG. So this whole thing, what's going on with this whole RICO shit and what they're claiming and trying to charge Drake and Aiden Ross, it's to scare Aiden Ross and Drake. It's to scare them. That's what it is. They want to charge them for gambling online and exposing it to minors and using that to help, I guess, Drake's streams. All types of things they're bringing up on the guy, right? Right now, my opinion, this is pure hate. This is hate. They want to take down the Canadian who is the top pop artist or top artist in the world. They want to take him out. It's too long he's been running. Over what, 16 years? Too successful, too clean. Even through the battle, they try to put this what is a PDF with the song, not like us. So they try to smear his whole name and his whole brand with a track what became a hit from a beef. So Drake, in return, wanted to sue the UMG for supporting that. And now he's gonna get from that now fighting, he's gonna get punished, or they want to punish him. Yes. And they want to punish Aiden Ross because Aiden Ross is a promoter of Drake, and Aiden Ross is like one of the biggest streamers who's known commercially in the world and is good friends with Drake. So what is really going on? Right? What's really going on? Is Drake gonna drop the Iceman album now? Or is this, right, something to slow him down? Is this a, a weapon to slow Drake down so he doesn't come out with an album? Bless up, Prince, P Prince. Is this to slow Drake down from coming out with the Iceman? Because it's 2026 and people thought he was going to release it last year at the end of the year with those the streaming series, and now it's 2026, right? And he's been, letting people know it's coming soon and showing, some type of previews and shit, right? So is this to slow him down? And then of they're accusing him of these or whatever streams, I guess fake streams. So now when he comes out with this new album now, that could affect this whole politics could affect the success of his album. But you're not hearing nothing about Kendrick's album, GNX. You're not really hearing nothing about that. That's why Kendrick is smart in a way. He's quiet, even if he was doing something like that or part of something like that, allegedly. He's quiet. He's not in the social media too much, so he's silent. But Drake is not the same. So now, when Drake releases, or if he does release the new Iceman album, right? They're gonna be picking at it, looking at it, and saying about all the success is fake. So my advice to Drake right now, because of all this Rico shit coming up against him, I would not release the album until near the summer. I'm gonna say it again. If I was Drake right now, I wouldn't release it. What, this month? February, March, April, not even May. I'll wait until like at least in June. Make them hungry for it. Make them talk. Get this shit out of the way. This whole RICO and lawsuit. Don't release nothing when they have this going on, because this is a way to really uh, bring a lot of bad energy to his new album. So Drake, if you're listening, hopefully when I post this on our Instagram, you see this because we're from the six. Don't release your album no time soon because of all this politics. Release the album in the summertime. Make them hungry for 6 months or so, right? Because if you come out with an album even 3 months, even just say 2 months from now, this whole thing, this Rico, and they're talking about your streams and Aiden Ross, it's still going to be going on. Like right now, that's big news. So right now we're in January. So for the January all up into February, for 2 months on social media, they're gonna be burying Drake, accusing him. You gotta make this die down like you kind of did. You gotta make this die down, really make it dead, and then right come back up, release the album in the maybe the beginning or the middle of the summer. I would release it in June. I won't release nothing now because they're trying to put a bad energy on Drake and his album. So if Drake comes out early, it's gonna flop. I'm calling it right now. If Drake comes out early with this album, if he comes out this month, next month, even March, if he comes out in the next 3 months with this Iceman album, it's going to flop because they're going to use this whole case, this RICO shit, against you, right? They're going to use this whole streaming shit against you, right? So it's a fight. He's really in a fight, Drake, right now. But don't release the album no time soon because they're trying to put you in some hot, well, they're putting you in hot water, you and Aiden Ross. I swear Drake quit Stake a couple months ago. I swear he got rid of his Kick account. So I'm confused about this because I remember they said Drake is no longer associated with Stake. And then I seen him the other day on Stake. I remember this. Drake, I swear he cut ties with Stake and the Kick, the guy who owns it, because some situation, disagreement. But now he's back on. I was kind of surprised to see the other day Drake was on live streaming. I was surprised, but because of that, it highlighted his gambling stuff. This whole gambling stuff is what got you in trouble, brother. The gambling stuff got you in trouble. Even well, they want to get you in trouble with this gambling stuff. So it's not a good look, man. They're really trying to assassinate his character even more. Not Like Us was not enough. And then he had to defend himself by doing this lawsuit, right? Even though it wasn't right in the eyes of hip hop culture, he had to defend himself. And now you see what's going on. Now you see what's going on. Ain't cool, man. It's not good. But what's next to come? What else are they going to dig up? Right? Because you got the powers that be, you know, playing the whole game. And you got Aiden Ross dissing this Grammy, I think she's a Grammy winner, Doche, right? Associated with TDE, calling her all types of things. That's not going to help. And he's associated with Drake. So Drake has a lot of people who's associated with him who are doing certain things that's not going to help him. Straight up. It's not going to help him. So we shall see what happens. This shall continue. 100%. This shall continue. Um, what happened to the Iceman album? He had to wait. Guaranteed he is waiting, testing the waters, and now he should wait even longer because of this whole thing. And you know, this is this is a strategy they're using. This is definitely a strategy to stop Drake from releasing, or a punishment too, from releasing his new album, The Iceman. They see him have collaborations with big companies, man, right? Marvel, I think WWE, and maybe some others. So he's shown that he could connect with other corporations besides just the music industry. Right now, I feel Drake's going to go into acting, or he should get back into acting. That's what he should do. Do some, just show up more on some series like cameos, and then drop the Iceman. Don't give them that now. Don't give them the Iceman now. They don't deserve it because right now they're doing a media campaign to mess up the whole release, right? And yo, I'm not being biased. Like I said, I criticized Drake a lot in the past, but I think it's just jealousy, and you could call it a conspiracy, but they want to take down the top guy right now. He's too big. They done it to Michael Jackson. Remember, they done it to Michael Jackson. He was too big, and they brought up a whole bunch of things on him, right? Now Drake, he reached what, over 16 years. He's too big, so the rap beef or whatever, and Kendrick saying whatever he said brought Drake out, and Drake felt hurt in a way that he had to do a lawsuit, which wasn't really hip hop, but is he felt it's a defamation of character of him, and then this is what's coming to him. It's like revenge. Now things are getting digged up. It's like what happened to Diddy trying to sue that liquor company. Look what happened to him. So now this is coming back to Drake. They're trying to bury him, right? Rico, think of it. A Rico is serious. No one escapes that shit. Puffy is like a miracle to escape that shit. Now, what do they have on Drake and Aiden Ross to even the rumor, even if it's not true, to put out, oh, Rico, right? As big as Drake is, as big as Aiden Ross is, what do they have to put out a Rico? And if that's true, will they get out of this like Puffy? And if they don't, they will be serving some time. Imagine they want to lock Drake up in prison. They want to lock what's his name, Aiden Ross up in prison because of streaming, right? With stake showing gambling, right? Money grabs, bro. It's all it is. Let the media keep running it. Yes, it's a money grab. They're trying to extort him. It's like extortion. This is bad, man. Like I know there was a battle, a rap battle and shit, but now this is just kind of ridiculous. Now, like they're trying to say whatever state, something to do with a state, wherever he was, that it's illegal, and they were promoting it to minors, right? It was gambling, right? Promoting to minors. I don't think they meant to promote it to minors. Can you control the internet? Could you control the Kick live stream? Like I don't hear them calling the guy who owns Kick or Stake in this. They're not saying nothing about him. So hard, yeah, they're spinning it back. I don't see them calling out the owner of the company. Like, what's up? He's the one paying Drake to be online. Same thing with Aiden Ross. He's paying them. You don't hear nothing about that. Stake is a gambling site. If anyone's trying to pretend they didn't know. Yeah, yes. Stake is a gambling site. It's well known it's a gambling site. So what they're trying to so what is it they're trying to do? It's like they're trying to say that adding with his music that that whole streaming shit and the stake had to do something with Drake inflate something with his music. I don't understand that. What does that have to do with his music? Right? Everybody knows Stake is a gambling site. Everybody knows Stake is a gambling site. You know what? This is my advice because the laws in America are different. And sometimes you just have to obey the laws or you got to do research like how Wiz Khalifa went to Romania and smoked on stage and they want to lock him up right now. They want him to be arrested. You gotta know the rules and regulations, even if you're a big superstar and you think that you're untouchable. Because this is my thing now. Because Drake was in America when he done this. If Drake was somewhere else and he was doing all this, if he was just say back home in Canada and he was on Stake and Kick, would it be a problem? If he was doing all of this gambling stuff with Stake, not in America, would it be a problem? No. So this shows you clearly they're trying to dig up anything to screw him up. Because if he wasn't in America doing this, he would not. This wouldn't be coming up. If Aiden Ross and Drake was in Toronto doing the whole thing with the gambling, nothing would happen. By putting down Stake, he did. You're right, man. They're reaching. They're reaching really bad. But this is all revenge. This is all a revenge thing for him suing UMG. And wants to continue and slowing down the Iceman release. Trust me, like he should not release because of this. Drake, do not release the Iceman album until 6 months from now. You hear me? I'll say it again. Drake, do not release the Iceman album till 6 months from now because if you release it right now, right? If you release it right now, they're going to pick it apart and investigate it if it gets big numbers. If it goes big, they're going to look on it because they're going to do the same thing like the Not Like Us, how you went to UMG and saying how like reverse. They're gonna do the same shit in 6 months. Yeah. Let's page the boy. He'll see this, trust me. If you don't know, because I'm from the six. Yeah, man. He will know, man. Trust me, after I'm done this, right? He will know. Guaranteed. Should wait. Guaranteed. This is the best advice. I don't know which content makers talking. I know a lot of people are talking right now, right? But I don't know if anybody's putting this out there. Wait for a good while. Do not release it because this is serious shit. If they're saying Rico, imagine you release this Drake right now. Imagine you releasing this month and this whole shit's going on with the Rico. Yeah, it's some kind of promo for the Iceman, but they're gonna say, "Yo, we found this wrong with your streams. No, this is fake." So if it's trying to break all these records, no, this is fake. This is fake, right? Because I know Drake's gonna beat this with Aiden Ross. He ain't going to jail. He ain't going to no prison. Even though a lot of people, certain people, want him to go to prison, he ain't going. But this will overshadow the Iceman album. People might think it's gonna promote it, but all they're gonna do is no, Drake, those streams are not right. Nope, 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 nope. Let's stop this. Let's stop the whole process of the album. Yeah, Rico is crazy, man. Yeah, you know why they bringing out these Ricos on these rappers? Because there's no more mobsters for them to bring. There's not too much gangsters out there for them to put this Rico on anymore. Even though they're out there, they are out there, but they can't get them. They got probably more sophisticated, more than ever, and more smarter to know to go around the whole Rico. So they're saying, who's the guys who like to talk about certain types of things and have a lot of money? Who could we squeeze out? You know what? Those rappers like Young Thug and a whole bunch of them. And one of the top guys who he's friends with is Drake. I'm hearing Drake's almost a billionaire, or he's a billionaire. We could squeeze a couple million out of this guy. And Aiden Ross is pretty wealthy too. We could squeeze a whole bunch of money out of these guys. Am I talking shit or no? That's what it is, man. Because listen, you can call me an OG. I seen this before. I seen this before. Michael Jackson. I seen this with Mike Tyson. I seen this with a whole bunch of other people. And it kind of worked in a way because Michael Jackson did pay off people. And I guarantee Mike Tyson paid off people in the past. And some other people, there's a whole bunch. There's too much for me to name, right? Because they've been putting this PDF label on Drake, right? From the whole beef thing was going on, man. They want to destroy this man. It surprises me for the top man, especially the one who's fighting AK. Yeah, yeah. You're right, man. You're right. You're right. You're right what you're saying, man. This is sad because right now, hip music ain't making money like before, right? So people got to look on this too. This is another theory, if you want to call it conspiracy theory. Music is not making money like before. I've seen this coming. So Drake is making money from the music industry and he's making money from sponsors like Steak. And no one else is really making that money. No one else is making the money like Drake. So they're mad. The music industry's angry because let's take Drake out, and Kendrick got big off of Drake beef. Let's take even Kendrick out. Those two guys in the hip hop genre. Who's big? Who's big? Who has an album you're anticipating for? There's nobody. There's nobody. And Drake is making money off of more than music. He's a basketball ambassador for the Raptors. He has a stake of sponsorship. The list keeps going on. Where's Kid at after all the promo? Yeah, he's being quiet because he might not be fully clean either. People are accusing him of with the streams and shit. The only difference with K Dot, he's not going on live streams. He's not really going on social media as much. So the guy who's sometimes the most dirtiest is the most quietest. So people think because Drake's more public out there, it's like nah 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 nah. It's in front of people's faces. It's like, yo, this guy can't be clean because people are visual nowadays, very visual. Oh, so fuck, he's doing all this stuff subliminal. Damn, we gotta take this guy out. He's too, right? But Kendrick is quiet. The thieves, sorry to say, I'm not saying he's a thief fully, but I'm just saying the thief or someone who's doing something wrong is going to hide behind the scenes. Or if somebody's pushing agenda which is in favor of one side, you don't want to be too loud because it helps you. Triggers everyone. Yeah, the mystery behind Drake triggers everybody. So a man who's, just say even Kendrick's innocent, right? But he doesn't like Drake. Whatever's going against Drake, it's in favor of him. So just be quiet. Just be quiet. Because the more if you talk K Dot, now it will give Drake some ammo to say, yo, you see him? You see? You see? So he has to be quiet. He has to be quiet. You're not going to hear too much people who's on the live like me with these points and facts. And what makes it better, I'm from the same city as Drake. And I know the history of Drake. So he ain't getting it just from this live streamer who's not even from Toronto and the six. And I see it. And I'm not, oh, you're a Drake stan. No, go on the platform and see the content, right? And I'm not biased. Bless up. Bless up. David, I hope I said it right. David 87660. Please subscribe, man. Please subscribe. But whew, what happened to the Iceman? This is what's gonna happen. I hope Drake, you listen. Do not come out with this album. You're a Drake stan. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But yo, do not come out with this album right now. Bless up. Respect for that. Do not come out with this album. Do not. Not yet. Not yet. Just wait. Just wait. Because when they were trying with their shit before, you're smart. You kind of waited, right? Just wait. Just wait, man. This is crazy, but definitely I'll be back on later. And yeah, people, please subscribe. What happened to the Iceman album? They're trying to frig it up right now. They're trying to screw up the release. You know what Drake should do? This was my another thing I'm gonna throw out there. Do another live stream. Do another live stream. Don't release the album. Do two more live streams, if not three more live streams. Do more live streams. And don't release nothing until at least 6 months come. Right? Well, do the live streams, man. And I think his team's smart enough not to release the album because of all this drama what's going on. Do not release the album because this is a way to overshadow his music. Even though people think it's promo, no, they'll pick it apart and say, yo, his streams are fake. Yo, the success of the album is fake. Look what he's done. We're accusing him of doing this and that. No, 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 no. You don't want that. You want a couple months to pass with all this drama out of the way. Hopefully it dies down. Then release it. And don't even say nothing. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. People will be people. But I'm out live and direct. Please subscribe. It's your host, Sean Myrie of the Down to Earth Podcast, the Down to Earth Network. I'm out.